Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is now. And Starlight is out here to feed her coyote friends. So I want to reach out to all of you and say hello. I hope you're getting out in nature somewhere, and make sure you bring plenty of water. Like today is, I don't even know how warm it is. It's got to be 70, almost 80 out right now. So make sure you get plenty of water, not a lot of coffee on days like this, or energy drinks and soda, but really push a lot of water in you. You really need all that water. And anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you could give me a thumbs up, and you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't forget, you can leave me a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Swing by and say hi to Starlight. And you can share my videos. You could share my videos with your family, your friends, a coyote. I'm out here too late today, and I just wanted to come out here because I had some turkey breasts that Starlight does not eat, and I don't have a refrigerator in my car or a freezer, so I had to put it out here in the shade for my animal friends. And also, not only you could share my videos with a coyote, you can also share my videos with a crow. Plus, you can also check out my playlist, and don't forget the notification bell, ding, ding, ding. And also, you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. I love you all, and today we're going to talk about I could have. So that's where we're going to start, and Starlight's going to I'm going to show you what this trail looks like, because it really poured. It was pouring out like for 3 days, and the last day it really got this area, which was good because we needed a good cleanup with the water, rinse all the all kinds of animal poop out here. And so anyway, this is where I always come to feed my friends out here, but it's too late in the day. I normally come out in the morning, but this was all flat, and now it's really like, it's, you got to watch out. Before, you could just walk through this no problem. But anyway, today is because of my day, my night last night, I was writing to somebody, and they're such a sweet person, and I'm like, they did more than the right thing, is to help Starlight out, and it was so beautiful. And this is why I want to make this video, is because I wrote to them and said, you could have done this, you could have done that, and I wasn't being mean or ugly. I'm just saying, I'm used to people doing this or that, like in the past tense, like how a lot of people can be. And so I said, hey, this would be a great message anyway, is I could have, there's a lot of times we let fear get in the way of what we get opportunities in our life. And, like a job, where sometimes, some of you might get afraid, and it might be the job that you really believe that you would be happy with. And did you do the job application online? Did you make the phone call? I mean, like long time ago when I started looking for jobs, you had to go drive all the way around everywhere, grab an application. Actually, Starlight always grabbed 2. That way, if I made a mistake on the one, I had an extra application. But nowadays, you just go on a website or an app or something to do a job application. And so, I could have got that job, but I didn't take any action. I didn't do nothing about it. I put it off. And sometimes that happens because of fear. Sometimes it's because we told other people, yeah, I filled out a job application. And you might have family or friends that might have discouraged you, from taking the job. Apparently with you, doing the application, it's something that you were thinking about taking, something that you wanted, but you would have done it, but then somebody said something and got in your ear where now they discourage you from even filling out the application and pushing the send button. And now, when it comes to jobs or even relationships or anything in life, is you got to take action in order for anything to happen. And is it easy? No, it is not easy. There's definitely times in my life where, I had fear. Even today, there's times that I got to deal with that because the universe, God, has us go through some things, and then to challenge us, to get through life where, you got to let love guide you, not fear. And we all can be guilty of not taking action, because of fear, like I said, or maybe, you told somebody about it and then they discouraged you. I would not have a YouTube channel right now if I listened to everybody else, so, and I've seen a lot of people that might have actually liked my videos or even subscribed, and there's a lot of times I will check out people, on my YouTube channel, and I'm like, oh, they have a channel, but there's nothing going on. They could have, grew their YouTube channel, but they didn't. They might have maybe one subscriber, and how many years ago was that? Where they got out there, and I met a lot of people on my journey here that either has a YouTube channel or, they say they have a YouTube channel, but it's not doing anything. It's not active, because they let something get in the way. They might have gotten distracted, or, somebody could have discouraged them, like happens a lot in our life. So in this video, also, when it comes to, I woulda, is, some of you might have a lady or a guy that you want to ask out, and you could have asked the person out, but you let fear get in the way, and you didn't think you were good enough to even go to represent yourself to even ask them. But now that I'm on that note, is with society, though, this is a little extra message here, is with society, people don't really, a lot of people don't actually think about being a friend first. They just like, hey, I see you, they might not even ask, are you going out with anybody? They just might assume that they're, going out with somebody. And then, even if they found out that maybe they are single, so they find out, oh, you don't have a boyfriend, because that's the first thing you want to find out, are you married, and that's what a lot of people do with Starlight on this journey that I've been on, and people, mainly men, will be respectful, and because this is some kind of old-fashioned thing that people do, most of them do, is to say, oh, you're out here, are you by yourself? Or they might say, well, where's your family? And really a lot of times they're trying to get down to the point of, where's your husband? And, and then I let them know that I'm out here on my own. So, but with people, when it comes to relationships, is that, they might find out that the person is single, or, like I said, a guy or a girl, you might find out, oh, wow, they're single, but they want to jump from being single to, hey, do you want to go out with me? And this is the thing with society, is people are in too much of a rush to get into relationships, where you really want to find out first in any kind of relationship is, let's first find out, can we even be friends before we even think about having a relationship? So that is one thing that you want to do. Hang on, I got a whole group of people here. So that is one thing that you want to do out in the world is, before you go to that guy or girl out in your community, is to find out, are they available? Are they single? Are they married? And you really want to, check with them and see if they want to even, sorry about that, is find out, with guys, if you're a guy and you're interested in a girl, is to, don't ask for her telephone number, but you can ask her, whoops, hello, 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 hi, yep, hello, hello. So you want to ask, you want to give her, say, hey, do you mind if I give you my telephone number, and find out if, you can call them up, get permission to see if they wouldn't mind getting a call from you, so, and it's always, hang on, it's always wise, though, when it comes to getting a number, is to right away make sure that they didn't give you a fake number, is by saying, hey, I'll just give you a quick text right now, and make sure that she or he, if you're a guy or girl, maybe you're that girl that doesn't mind giving her number out, but you want to make sure that their number is real and that they're not just blowing you off by giving you a fake number. And most people have done that with Starlight when I was giving my number out, so I would have asked her out, I would have gave her my number, I would have gone over there to talk to her, but what happened? What happened at the, and I have to say, and what I'm learning, and I'm going to actually go down here a little bit further in the shade because my car is right around the corner, is when it comes to getting things that you really desire in life, you got to act quick, you can't, especially if you're meeting a guy or girl out in public somewhere, and you might go, to a park, and you've been, it's kind of weird, though it does go by outward appearance, when you meet somebody out in the park, or you might actually got a conversation going with them and saying hello, and see how it goes, to see if you can even get them to communicate with you. And then you might have the guts to, say, hey, can I give you my telephone number to you? But you would have done that. You would have done that, but you didn't. You actually, things happen in your head space, your ego got in the way, and that girl, is not gonna go out with you. Or ladies, that guy is not gonna go out with me. Look at the way, his clothes, look at his hair, then you find out what car, they have. And so, because I know some people right now that are struggling, they're like, hey, I can never get a girl like you, but how do you know? Have you tried? And things don't happen instant. I love, there's instant this and instant that, by going to McDonald's, things being quick and fast, and that's not how things go. A lot of the people, they give up too early because they weren't being patient enough in the first place. They're like, hey, I reached out, and then they, things don't happen the way they think it's going to happen. Things don't happen as quick as they think it's going to happen. And then they don't even try. Then they already they already surrendered. They already are waving the white flag and saying, I give up, it didn't work, but they didn't put even enough effort in, I'm giving up right now, so, I would have moved out of the area where I live, but why didn't you? I know people right now in New York that they would love to be where Starlight is, But, you know, they're letting the other people hold them back. Like, hey, I got my family out here. Yeah, well, I got my family. Sorry, I got an itch. I got my family out there too, but that didn't stop me. I got my grandkids, my daughter, and my son out there. That didn't stop me. This is my life. This is the time. You know, I'm young yet. You know, I'm not 100 years old. I got some time on my hands to go out for my dreams. You know, my family don't understand why. What are you doing? You know, like, how come you're not out taking me to the store? You know, why aren't you here? You know, and what are they doing with their lives? You know, that's the question, is what are they doing with their lives? And are you going to have other people pulling you back, you know, away from your dreams that you could be doing? You know, so you got to really believe in yourself. Just like that job, I would have gone for that job. You never know. I got hired for a job long time ago. They had I was the 100th person that they actually took for applications. You know, you had to meet them, sit down with them, talk with them, and out of 100 people, they picked Starlight. You know, because all the years and the time and the, you know, I had a good record. You know, everything was great, and they hired me. Now I have to say, later on, I found out that was one of the worst companies that I worked for. See? So you might get all nervous and scared about something that you just don't know if that's going to be the job for you later on down the road. But by putting things off and saying, I could have gone and filled out the application, and I could have, you know, looked for places to move, but you got distracted, or you listen to other people, where, you know, when you want to go and do something or get something, you got to really act upon it. You know, there's people right now that they're in toxic relationships, you know, and they could be possibly interested in other people. They might not want to be like that the rest of their life. And are you going to let a toxic relationship hold you back and miss out on the opportunity of, I would have done that, you know, and now these things that people do have to act, because you don't know how long that person is going to be there waiting for you, you know, and you don't know what God's going to do. So you don't want to wait forever, you know, saying, I would have done this or I would have done that, and not do anything with any of it at all. And, you know, you could end up being in a miserable relationship the rest of your life. And I know people don't want to be in those kind of relationships. I would have spoke up. I would have took action, you know. So we have to let love guide us and not fear. We got to let go of fear. We got to put off the excuses, because it's your ego. You know, it's your ego getting in the way. And, you know, the fear of all the things, like in a relationship, like, okay, what are all the things I got to deal with? You know, and right now is close to tax time. So people, you know, they go through a lot of stress because taxes are due. You know, and the stress of getting out of a relationship. Where am I going to move? What am I going to do? How am I going to handle this and that? And this is, you know, I came from a crazy ass family. I say that because I don't know where my family came from, but I'll tell you what, growing up, my uncle did some crazy shit. I have done some crazy shit, but it's like, I have amazed people where, you know, there could be a big, huge, I'm just going to show quick, like a big, huge pile. There's a squirrel that ran. And Starlight almost ran over a squirrel because the squirrel couldn't make up its mind what way it was going across the road. But I'm so grateful that I didn't hit that squirrel. But imagine a big, huge pile of dirt right there, you know. Starlight's that chick that doesn't look at the size of the big hill of dirt. Say you got to move that big pile, you know, with a shovel. That's the kind of crazy family I came from. Now you're going to move that big pile of dirt, and you got to get it out of the road. So we could say, I would have done that, but I'm going to put it off. So you don't want to put things off, you know, and you don't want to look at how big that pile of dirt is. You just want to act, you know. The more you stand there and look at the pile of dirt, it's going to get bigger. And just like your situation in your life, I would have left that girl, I would have left that guy, I would have left that toxic relationship but I made everything look bigger than really what it is. So you can't really look at everything all at once. Just think of the biggest thing that you got to conquer. And once like with that big pile of dirt that's not really there, but just imagine a big pile of dirt, the quicker that I grab that shovel and like I have a wheelbarrow, and I'm going to put it in the wheelbarrow and I got to move it to another location, the quicker that I act upon it, the quicker I can get it done. But if I just sit there and stare at it, because like I have an uncle that, that is what he did. He actually had this big pile. I couldn't believe what he was doing. I'm like, what are you doing, Uncle? And when he told me what I was doing, I'm thinking, oh, I left. Believe me, I didn't even live in that area. I couldn't help him out anyway. But I was like, wow, that's a task. He wanted to get all the rocks out of the pile. There were little stones, so he wanted to, and it was a good pile, and he wanted to have a screen, and he wanted it to get all the rocks out of the dirt. Don't ask me why, but that was his mission, is to do that. But if he just stood there looking at that pile, it would have never gotten done. And just like things that we all go through this at times, at different times, Starlight's no angel. Yes, I am. Everybody's calling Starlight an angel. Is that, or they call me a name in the Bible. I'm trying to think. I got to remember the name of the Bible name, but people call me a different Bible name. So yeah, the longer you sit and stare at that freaking pile, it's not going to get done. It's taking action. It's acting now. It's being in the now and the present. And don't look at the size of the mess. Don't look at the size of the hill that you got to move all that dirt. Is just start doing. The next day, go through this day, but the next day, when you wake up, like start doing it. And each morning, every day, depending on the weather, start digging at it again. And eventually, you know what? That hill now is half the size that it was, because why? You took action. You didn't just let it sit there, and I'll tell you what, just like when it comes to wintertime, I would have done that. I would have done this, and God teaches us so many things in so many ways. Is like when I lived in New York and we got hit, where I grew up, we really got, when we got snow, it was a lot. That was the most snow in the area. So what I learned with the snow, get out there and do it right away. Because especially if it's wet snow and you don't get out there and start working on it, yeah, it's heavy, it's wet, and it's a back killer and all this stuff. You can have all the excuses in the world why you're not even working on that pile of snow or the driveway or your porch. But you let it sit long enough, a lot of people, they get forced into, it's like, I got to get that done. It's cold out. If I don't get that job done now, later on it's going to freeze, and my work tomorrow is going to be a whole lot worse now. And then, because then you're going to have to wait the next day. You won't be able to drive in your driveway because, it's hard snow. You don't want to ruin your car, and you won't be able to drive in the driveway. So you got to, I would have done the driveway, but, I just stared at it, and we all fall in that, at different times, things in our life. So I don't want to claim that, I've got it all down. I'm just saying there's, each level that we go through, there's times that God is going to challenge us like a video game. And I know a beautiful person out there that does make videos, and he's, does the same thing I do in a way, is that, a lot of times we can put messages out, and that's something that we're dealing with. But there's levels to all this stuff. There's levels to this game, is that each level, God will help you to work on one thing, and you're like, hey, I didn't put it off. And then another bigger challenge the next time goes around. And that one, it might take you longer, but you want to really work at it and get to it right away. And that way then all the excuses won't come up and, ruin your plans, your dreams, and your desires, by putting it off, you know, procrastinating. So it is so important just to do it. Do it now. I actually used to have a black and white t-shirt a long time ago that I actually made out, and used to have those sticky notes all over my apartment about my dishes, you know. I would have done the dishes. You know, my brother's no longer here. He lived by himself, you know, and so the same thing like with dishes is that it's best to get them done right away, you know, when you're done with your meal, because if you just put it off and then the next day, you know, you get your dinner done and, you know, now you got more plates and more dishes, and now you know, it's bigger, you know. So you want to attack anything that you're dealing with in life, and don't put it off. You know, I would have done the dishes, but, you know, I didn't feel like it. I would have done this. I, you know, put it off. So you don't really want to put those things off in life. And anyway, I love you so much. I really hope you get a lot of help from this video, and you could give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can leave me a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And you could check out my playlist. Plus, you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, and you could share these videos with your family or friends. A squirrel, because there's one alive today because Starlight didn't run over it. Silly squirrel. You know, it was running across the street, and I didn't see it because I was just coming up, and the shadows and the sun and all that, and there it was, and it changed its mind as it was going across the road and went back that way, and it would have been good, but it still somehow or another made it, and it ran, and I was like, you know, I was just waiting to feel my tires go boom, boom, you know, that horrible feeling. And, you know, that would have ruined my day. I would have felt so miserable over that squirrel. So, yeah, share my videos with that squirrel that's still alive today. And because I see a picture of a dog, as you could share my videos with a dog. And you can check me out on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that's Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. I love you all. So, I would have made a video today, but, you know, I decided, you know, I'm going to watch TV instead. Nah, not Starlight. So anyway, I love you. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.